Well, hello everyone. This is Chrystal Lynn with Cowgirl Astrologer. Thank you so much for watching my video tonight, or whenever you're watching this. I want to thank you guys for subscribing and just being so supportive with my channel. I've got a lot of amazing things coming, and tonight I just want to do a special interpretation for the energy that's going on. I've actually been wanting to come out here the last week. I've had so much going on. I've been here with Jupiter moving into Virgo, yay! And it takes me, really, to be honest, to go through the storms before I can actually talk about the astrological weather. And it's interesting because I start feeling it, and then I think, oh, cool, I can't wait to get on and share with you guys what I'm picking up on. And then bam, I have to go through it and through the storm. Sometimes it feels like tenfold. And it's hard for me because I know what's going on as it's happening. It's like a movie playing out and you already know the story. So it's kind of odd that way, but at the same time, it's hard when I'm going through those things and wanting to come out and share with you guys all the awesome stuff that's going on. So there's a rhythm and there's a timing for my life. And tonight I got the green light. I've been working on some stuff behind the scenes, doing some amazing readings with you guys, which is blowing me away of what you guys are going through right now and what I'm seeing going on. So we're all on track. So tonight's going to be a little off the cuff because I have a lot to say, a lot to share about. I'm going to talk about what's going on. I don't know how long the video will be because I really just want to relax and let my intuition come through tonight. And it takes me it takes me a little bit to come to that place where I can really see it clearly. So tonight, at the moment, I'm seeing it quite clearly. So let's get started. Let's see what is going on up in the sky. How are you guys doing? I hope you guys are doing awesome. If you're going through anything like what I'm seeing, yeah, things are a little cray-cray right now. And that is to be expected because when we have a big planet like Jupiter is a heavy hitter, transition from one sign to the next, it's a big deal. And that's when we feel the most power, especially going from Leo to Virgo. Now, we need to talk about Virgos here for a minute to get the full picture of what the energy is going to be like the next year. And you guys need to know that not only has Jupiter moved into Virgo, Mercury's in Virgo, Lilith is in Virgo. I'm going to be talking more about Lilith in my up and coming videos. So I'll talk a little bit about Lilith tonight. And then as we move into September and October, Venus, Mars, and the North Node is going to join Virgo. Now, this is a big deal, you guys. This lineup is very historical. We get really specific historical events that happen in astrology that often don't happen for many, 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 many years. And when they repeat themselves, it's a powerful time in history. So we're having some energies that are repeating themselves, and we're having some things line up like we've never seen before. So this energy, oh my gosh, you guys know that I'm a Virgo, and it's a lot. It's more Virgo energy than I even want. But we have to navigate this energy because it's very powerful. Virgo is often underestimated. And I'm going to talk a little bit about the themes that play out for the Virgo so we can understand some of the things you guys may be starting to feel and operate with as this is happening. A lot of you are going to take on a lot more of the Virgo traits, especially if you have your ascendant Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, any of your main powerhouse planets in Virgo, you're going to really feel this. And it may be a relief. It may be make you feel really uncomfortable. Just depends on your whole chart. So again, if you guys want to come in for a more detailed, specific reading based on your chart, I can help you really identify how this is going to play out for you the next year. But as an overall reading right now, I want to explain to you that Virgo is ruled by Mercury. Mercury is a very high octave planet. It vibrates, it's mercurial, it goes around the sun very quickly. So it's gaining this energy that's always analyzing. It is, you know, they call the planet of communication, you know, the communication from the gods, you know. So when we look at our personal charts, we say, well, where was Mercury when we were born? That tells us quite a bit about how we communicate. And but being that this planet is ruled by Virgo, okay, you're going to see that your mind is going to start really clicking in a little differently. And again, this could be a really big relief for you. I know for myself, it is a relief. We have gone through the last, gosh, it's like 2003. Okay, I'm going to give you a little briefing here. It's important to understand all the big picture and why this is so important. In 2003 to 2010, I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I didn't write those dates down, but I just have a general picture in my mind. Uranus was in Pisces, okay, opposing Virgo. All right. And then in 2012, Neptune moved in to Pisces after 165 years. So the energy that we have been operating in has had a very strong Neptunian signature, okay? And for those of us who have Earth in our chart, it's been very unsettling because you can't put spiritual things in a box, in a little package. It doesn't work like that. And when Neptune comes in, I mean, everything changes. Now, I have a Pisces rising and a moon in Pisces. I shared my chart with many of you guys. So my whole life, I really felt and operated more like a Virgo. But when this started happening in 2003, my whole life began to change because now I was operating out of intuition. My intuition totally came to a whole nother level. My psychic ability. Psychic ability is just being able to read what's going on in the undercurrent versus what we see. So when this happened, it was something I had to learn to operate in because I didn't have this much control over it. And you see, the Virgo really likes control. The Virgo has a job to do, and they're driven by these calculations. From the minute they wake up in the morning, they start calculating. What do I got to do? Okay, I have to make this phone call at 10 o'clock. If I make my coffee right now, I have an hour. They're very, very, like, their mind has to think about everything they do before they do it. Analyze it, rehash it, obsess over it. It's a lot of work being a Virgo. Okay. Now, for somebody like myself, I was born in a very strange astrological historical time in 1968 and 69. There was a conjunction. Sun, Jupiter, Uranus, and Pluto. Yeah, I was born during that time. And so even just alone a Sun-Jupiter conjunction, an exact conjunction in Virgo, is very powerful, because now all of your Virgo traits are now amplified by Jupiter in your chart, amplifies those traits. And it gives you a teacher quality, which is why I like to come on and do videos like this where I'm like dissecting everything. And you might notice that my presentation may change a little. I can't see it, but I can feel it as I'm talking. I feel much more like I'm seeing everything step by step, instead of just being like, oh, like I normally am. I'm already feeling this energy coming in and helping me see things, slow things down, don't miss a piece. So it's a relief for a lot of us who've been living kind of in Pisces land. And you guys know I love my Pisces. I really do. But being in Pisces land is hard, because we're losing things. We can't remember where we put things, because we're always in this other sixth dimension, tapping into energies and thoughts around us and other people's stuff. So it's really hard for us to be here on Earth. Okay, it's really hard for us. And we're just get drifted away constantly in our minds. Like we can live in another world. And for myself, having this Pisces-Virgo opposition, and for those of you that may have this type of Pisces-Virgo opposition, anywhere in your chart, okay, you're going to feel what I'm talking about. All of us on a little different levels, but you'll understand what I'm talking about. Even if you have a Pisces rising and say Mars in Virgo, that's that Pisces-Virgo opposition. Look for that in your chart. Is there that anywhere in your chart? See where it is, because the themes I'm talking about right now are going to play out. So it's hard to operate in the real world. And when you have that opposition, your mind is going, because Mercury is so powerful, calculating, but your spirit is always trying to slip out the door. You know, like, I don't want to be under this constant control. Okay, so as we move in to this Virgo energy, if you have Virgos in your life, or people you know that have Virgo placements, you may notice that they start to get more, you know, obsessive, more calculated. They might actually start getting more organized. Things they haven't completed in years, you might notice, like, you know, if they, you know, messy car, next thing you know, that Virgo's out there cleaning the car. I'm like cleaning things and going through things the last month that I haven't gone through in like 7 years, that I just couldn't face. Boxes of stuff that I kept. I knew someday I would get back on it, but just couldn't get my mind to operate. Now that Jupiter's moved into Virgo, I'm like, oh, I'm feeling it again. That feeling of being able to control your emotions. And when you live in Pisces land, or Cancer land, or Scorpio land, you guys will know what I'm talking about. It's been so intense, because we've been in Saturn and Scorpio the last couple of years, trining this Neptune in Pisces. And, you know, I really don't even think we understand the depth of it. We're still trying to wade through it and figure all this out. You know, I am every day. I'm always figuring this out. You'll never get it all figured out with astrology. It's a tool that helps us navigate and strategize these energies. And also understand that there's a positive side of this, and there can be a negative side, a shadow side. So there's a lot of shadowy issues going on right now, because Saturn in Scorpio is in its final movement. It's retrograded back in as of June 15th, 2015 to September 17th. Okay. So this is the final goodbye. But he doesn't go without stirring up the final showdown. So right now, we've got all this celebration. We've got Leo. We've got you know, all this Leo energy. And yet, don't you notice that this has been like the weirdest summer? It's like we want to get excited, but we're just not quite sure we want to draw that much attention to anything because something might come and blow it up. Well, Saturn Scorpio is in the undercurrent and is going through, you know, slithering in and out of each home and each house, each heart and each mind. Is there anything unfinished? Because I'm not going to be back for 29 years. And the next phase that we're moving into is going to require us to be right inside and to be resolved with the deep emotional issues we've all been dealing with and that have been, you know, like a volcano brought up from the surface the last 2 years. So everybody's dealing with Saturn right now a little differently. Some of you guys out there have kind of been, you know, working this program and dealing with stuff and facing stuff and looking within. And so right now you're feeling like, okay, let's just ease on through. Hopefully we won't rock any boat. You know, I mean, that's how I'm feeling. Because you become a magnet to situations, depending on what's in your chart. If you have a lot of Scorpio in your chart, like myself, I have Scorpio in the 8th house. Neptune, Scorpio, conjunct the 8th house. So I'm a magnet to people that, and I care about people, and I'm able to go there with people who are dealing with deep, dark issues. But it's a real fine line right now because we're all, you know, Neptune is in Pisces. Stay with me, you guys. I know this is a lot to take in. It's a lot on my mind. It's a lot I'm trying to get out. So bear with me because it's really, if I can get this message out tonight, I think it's important. Neptune in Pisces is retrograde. And Neptune is about delusion. It puts a fog over things. That's why the Pisces is so often talked about as, you see life through rosy-colored glasses. Well, we do, because this fog will literally cover the situation. And there's two choices for the Pisces. It depends on the day, the moment, the situation. There's a lot that goes into a Pisces heart, but there's basically one or two choices. One, they look through this and they see the best in you. Neptune in Pisces sees the best in you. The possibilities that are there for you, what you're capable of. Or it can see the worst case scenario. You think the Scorpio can get into the dark world and things? No, they're fearless down there. Pisces, we're terrified, but we can see it. We see it. We see the worst case scenario and we see the best case scenario. We have the ability to look through like almost a crystal ball. So Neptune and Pisces retrograde, what the heck is retrograde? It's kind of like seeing life through X-ray vision. Okay? You're looking at life through an X-ray now, what's going on behind the scenes. And if you're intuitive or you're an empath, you've got a Pisces in your chart, you're going to be during this time, and this will continue on, I believe, until November, before Pisces will go direct. I hope it's sooner, but I believe it's November. I'm going to have to look at all my planets ahead, you guys. I'm a little off the cuff, but I've got, you know, you guys can do some homework too. In fact, if you look it up, put it below for me. That would be awesome. This can do two things right now. If you were in a delusional, say, relationship situation that you just all of a sudden like fell in, like you were just hypnotized. That's Pisces. That's Neptune and Pisces. It's like you just fall into this whole situation. You can only see it playing out like a romance novel. And it's happening, and it's in real time, and it's real emotions and real feelings and real people, and you're in, and you know, you have this ability to see it for its full potential. And the greatest thing is it can actually happen. Pisces has the ability to manifest a life. And if they put their heart into it, they nurture it, and they water it, they know how to do those things. can be a beautiful life. But Neptune in Pisces can also bring in deceit. People that you think are one thing and they're not. And a lot of people can't see through that. And so they become victims, I say some victims, of perpetrators in their life, whether they're taking your time, taking your energy, trying to take your life. There's people out there that, you know, will, especially on Facebook, identity theft. They watch what you're doing, and then pretty soon they start arising with the same life. And you think, oh, wow, I really inspired that person. Gee, interesting, you know, and all the way down to, you know, changing their name. I don't know. It's just people are grasping right now to find their identity. Pisces dissolves the identity. Pisces can dissolve something. It can be like a mirage. You know, you're looking out, like you see the water and you're so thirsty and you've seen it. You get up to it, it's gone. What the heck happened? It's a very difficult energy to operate in. And as we move in to Jupiter in Pisces or in Virgo, okay, and as we move in to the North Node in Virgo, the South Node will be in Pisces. Now, the South Node is a place where we can detach for a while. We're detaching from something for a while that's been so overpowering. And being that it's in Pisces, this is about a 1.5 transit. Year and a half, 18 months. You will go through a North Node cycle. It's been 18 years since the North Node has been in Virgo. Okay, so link back to 1997. I believe it was like January of 97. What was going on in your life back then? This may be a repeating cycle that you see play out. But for those of you and myself that have a lot of Pisces in their chart, it's going to help us to detach a little bit from this intense emotional world that we swirl around in trying to function in and get something done and live in the real world. And it's going to be a little bit of a relief, I think, because we've been so saturated in water energy for a long time. Okay? We need to come up for air. We need to get productive. We need to do something, right? Jupiter in Virgo now. And in the North Node is going to kick off a new cycle this October. Okay, kick off. And most of us, our lives could change forever. Look at your houses and ask yourself, where do you have this Virgo Pisces opposition? Where is it at in your chart? For me, it's on my ascendant, Pisces, and my 7th house, Virgo. I kind of have a 6th, 7th house energy and a 12th house ascendant, 1st house, Pisces. Okay, so I have to deal with a lot. But I'm relieved because I got stuff to do, you know, people to see, things to do, get life going, get on a routine. But my identity and the moon side of me, that mama moon that wants to protect everybody, with my ability to protect and to see often things for people that they ask me to see. Sometimes they don't ask me to see it and I see it. I try to make a rule in my life, but I don't offer my insights unless I'm asked. Especially like in a reading, it's fabulous because I get to just be free with you guys because you are exchanging with me, you are asking me, you are paying me, and you are valuing what I have to say. And so I have no boundaries. But in my real life world, with my children, with my friends, you think I can go around being, you know, Miss Tell All, See All, and Do All? It don't work out very well that way because those are my friends, and there's ways you have to operate in personal relationships when people aren't asking to see things. Yet, when you are so intuitive, and you have a gifting like I have, and for many of you, because a lot of my Pisces and Scorpios and Cancers come to me. Last week, all of my readings, I'm not kidding, there was like 6 in a row that were all the week of November 12th to like the 16th. All different years, different times, but all Scorpios. I was like, it was a heavy week of readings, but I loved it. But it was heavy. Then tonight I got a double Leo, and I was like, woohoo! Just to get the energy up. But there was heavy stuff there too. There's a lot of heavy stuff for all of us going on still. So I hope this is all making sense to you guys, but I want to just try to get this conversation going of what's happening right now. The Sun, Venus, and Mars are in Leo. Okay, woohoo! This is normally summertime party, but no, we have Mr. Party Killer, Saturn and Scorpio, dampening the party like a big dark cloud, still hovering, looking around to see if there's anything left that he's left behind. He's also looking around though, and he is giving out some rewards right now. He is giving out a lot of rewards. He's giving us completion. He's helping us let go. For some of us, we were still hanging on in November when he moved into Sagittarius for a little while to a few things. And when he came back in June, no, whatever you were hanging on to has become real clear that either you can't hang on to it, or if you're gonna hang on to it, if it means so much to you that you want to go into the next cycle of your life, it's with certain relationships, and you've made that decision, you're gonna have to give it your all. Okay, because Scorpio is all or nothing. Okay, so if you are staying with something, you can't be complaining. You can't be whining. If you're gonna stay in a relationship you've been really upset about for a long time, either get on or get off. I know. That's really harsh, and that's black and white, and that's Saturn and Scorpio. Because there's not going to be any more wiggle room. There's not going to be any more grace for a while, because Saturn's going to push down and show you. And if you don't listen, you don't have to listen. Surely you don't. But you'll move into the next 29 years with these decisions following you. Okay, there's different cycles going on, and we manifest, we plant seeds during certain periods, and it's always growing those seeds. You just don't see them. The issues that I'm dealing with now, the last 2.5 years with Saturn and Scorpio, are issues that are family issues from 29 years ago that came up. Okay, and so on and so on. So it's hard for us to understand that a lot of us, because Saturn and Scorpio is so karmic, are dealing with generational, the generational curses, so to speak, or karma, if that's what how you want to look at it. However you want to look at it, all the toxicity from the past is bubbling up, and many of us are scapegoats for that. And what I mean is we take on the pain of somebody else, the suffering, because they didn't fix it. They didn't fix it when they could fix it. And so guess what? We have to fix it. Our generation, the Pluto and Virgo generation, those of you born with Jupiter in Virgo, we're the healers of the earth, man. We're being called to step up this year. The Virgos are being called to step up and clean up this mess. There's such a mess all over the place from what we've all been through. It's just bubbled up mess. It's like somebody taking oil and accidentally dropping it in the kitchen, all over the kitchen floor, and you're just like, how am I going to clean that up? So the earth, the universe, God, he knows that it's time for us to clean up. And the good thing is, Virgos, you guys may know this, and you may even say that they're so detached. Well, yes, they are, because they got shit to do. They don't have time for all of this because they want to be productive. They want to make the most out of their time. They're efficient. And they also plan. They also want to plan because because Virgos tend the earth. It's just like building a garden. You know, you plant seeds, and then those seeds grow, and then next season and next season and next season, and pretty soon you've got this crop, you know, and you're feeding the whole neighborhood. And a Virgo will be patient and tend to those little details, and they'll understand that what I'm doing today doesn't necessarily have anything to do with today. It's planting a seed for the future. So the seeds that are planted this year in our lives, you guys, are going to kick off the new 12-year cycle, the new Virgo energy. So this is the year to plant seeds. This is the year to clean house, literally, to get rid of. Virgos do like to collect and save, because a lot of times with the earth signs, they don't know how to connect so much to things emotionally, just in their memory. But if they have an item, it will remind them of a memory and a feeling and an emotion that they want to call up. Where like the water signs can just call up an emotion whenever they feel it. The earth signs, it's harder for them. They have to really have something in their tangible in their hand. And so they're collectors and savers, and they don't want to let go of things because they're not finished with it. They might need it. They might need to use it. You ever see those hoarder shows? You know, and they pull up these boxes. Well, I might need that. I might need that. I'm telling you right now, it's like a Virgo. Okay. Virgo Cancer thing going on there. So we need now, though, with Jupiter here, we're going to be more efficient. He's teaching the Virgo. Let's get this right, you guys. Let's get this right. Let's let go of a lot of things. So, wow. That's a lot, huh? I'm tired. Plus, I'm doing this video kind of late tonight because I juggle my 4-year-old all day and readings. I just couldn't, you know, and having the energy to really formulate all this, because it's all up in here all week in my head. And there's so many things. The other thing we have going on right now, I'll just say a few final points, is Mars is in Leo. This is my Mars return. Your Mars return, I had to say that. Your Mars return only happens once every 2 years. And so you always want to follow Mars. You want to know where Mars was when you were born. It's normally an 8-week cycle, okay? And then every 2 years it goes through an 8-month cycle with a retrograde. Okay, so just to give you a little heads up, from January to August of next year, Mars will be in Scorpio for 8 months with a retrograde. So I know we're all excited about Saturn and Scorpio getting the heck out of here, please. Mars is coming back here, and I don't know, cleaning up stuff, guys. So really, this is a time to get it right. I know that Virgos, you know, we have very high expectations for ourselves and the things around us because we see in high perfection. It's not that we can really attain it. We just see in it. Can you imagine what a torturous life to see it but can't always do it? It's not easy. But Jupiter here is going to help us. This is the time, if you've got a business, to get it out there, products, entrepreneurship, to get to work, to get serious, to focus on yourself, to get a little bit more thinking of the future and what you're doing. Mars in Leo is here right now. Venus is in Leo retrograde until September 6th. We're not really getting all the Leo fun right now, you guys. I'm sorry about that. This year's, I'm almost thinking this year's Jupiter in Leo was almost a lemon with Saturn in Scorpio. But we took all we could, right? We did good. We did good. A lot of faces, a lot of selfies, you know. Yeah. Okay. So I'm probably getting tired, but Mars is in Leo, and there's still stuff to be done. People are protecting their turfs now. Venus and Leo could be bringing back in some relationships, challenging your turf. What you think is your turf. Maybe you're feeling challenged. Maybe you're not being challenged, but there's something in you that needs to be more secure, to be more self-confident so that you don't feel challenged. Sometimes we attract challenge, but there's a lot of lions going on right now. There's a lot of, you know, when the lions come out of the cage like this, yeah, there's going to be a lot of turf battles. So, you know, you just got to be aware that, you know, the Virgo will help us go, well, I don't need to get involved in that competition. Because really, you guys, the competition, it only serves us if we use it to better ourselves. But if we get an eye on somebody else, or resentment on someone else, or focus on someone else's life, and we start competing with that person, Saturn and Scorpio is going to bring that up real quick and show your ugly side. You're not going to get to hide behind the glorious lion right now. Scorpio is not going to let you get away with it, because we're moving into a time that we all need to get like little busy bees and work together. So this last hurrah in Leo right now is the final countdown for your own life, to say, what's my pride? What's around me? I'm going to be protective of it, because there is a lot to lose. You know what? Protect your families. Yes. Protect your children. Protect your friendships, the few we all have left. You know, we all only have a few things left, and they're valuable. There are rewards. And right now, this Leo energy is showing us, you know, what we value, what we respect. And if we feel any disrespect coming in, it's going to come to the surface real quick. Mars and Leo. And like for me, I'm normally throughout the year, you know, pretty even as far as certain temperaments. I have control over the lion. Let's just say I keep her in the cage. Right now, yeah, she's like at the door, you know, and ready, you know, and I feel it. And then at the same time, you know what? That's right. So here I go. That's right. I'm going to protect what I have, because you know what? If I don't, nobody else will. People will come in and just take your life. They have no problem. If you have something they want, let me tell you right now, they're looking for a way to either take you down or take what you've got, because they don't know how to manufacture it themselves. They don't know how to manifest it themselves. And because we've been in this time of Neptune and Pisces, it's all about manifesting our dreams, our authentic dreams. So if you're wanting someone else's life, or you're trying to take somebody else down, it's going to come back on you tenfold. Because this is spiritual movement that comes from authenticity. And it's about service now. And it's those who have a heart for service are the ones who are going to rise to the top. That's the energy. So that's what I got for you guys tonight. And I'll be talking to you more. Make sure you check out my website. I have some awesome reading specials till August 31st. And I also have natal chart reports, a great tool to add to your toolkit of astrology, $25. And they're the upgrade professional natal chart reports, like 25 pages of just you. So anyway, you guys, that helps support this channel. So I do appreciate it. And I hope this was helpful. And, you know, my natural kooky self, here I am in all my glory, in my Mars and Leo glory. So I'll be updating you how things are going. And I'm trying to stay on the lowdown right now. So, but I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good night.